talk a little bit about how to clean your ozone machine and take good care of it so that it lasts for a long, long time, okay? So this is the mat. The mat, it goes on the bottom of the tub. When you're done using it for the day, you're going to want to pull it off because there's suction cups here. You're going to want to pull it off the bottom of the tub. You're going to want to turn it over, and you're going to want to use a really good disinfectant that you use in your salon every day. And you're going to want to spray this down on both sides, but especially this side where you see all these little nooks and crannies and everything. And you're going to want to let it set for at least 15 minutes. Once it's set 15 minutes, then you're going to take a scrub brush and get in there and scrub it along. Bristle scrub brush is really good because you can get down in all the nooks and crannies, and you're going to just take it and do that. Then you're going to rinse it off really well, and then once that's done, then you're going to put it in the bottom of the tub, and you're going to want to run. This is my way of cleaning it to make sure that there is nothing left at the end of the day once we do skin cases. So you're going to want to plug it in, put it back in, put the hose in it. Obviously it's going to be attached to your wall or on your shelf somewhere nice and safe. But you're going to want to turn it on, and you're going to want to run it on the clean icon and it'll run a full cleaning cycle. It will disinfect the tub and it will disinfect the pad, but you'll want to fill the tub up, so at least halfway. You want the mat submerged in there. It'll do a full clean cycle, then you know that it is completely disinfected. It'll turn off automatically, then you can unplug it, unhook it, and then what I do is once it's run its complete cycle, I unplug it from here and I take this out, and then I unplug this. So everything's out of this machine now because I'm not using it. Unplug the machine from the wall so that if you have a power surge, it's not going to burn your machine out. And you're going to either lay this mat like this. It's nice and snug here, so it's not, you can see it's not going anywhere. It's going to get air to the underside. Really, really important. If you let this sit in the bottom of your tub, it's going to grow mold quickly because it's already moist in here, and there's all these nooks and crannies where moisture can hide. So if you'll air it out like this, and you'll take this tube and you'll hang it over here, it will drain the water out from both ends. So you're going to hang it out and let it just kind of hang over. This is kind of a smooth surface. You may want to put it on something that's a little bit more easier to hang. It's not really hanging off of here, but you get the idea. Like you could do this right here. This would be great. Got a shelf. See how nice that it'll drain. It'll get air up into it, and you won't grow anything inside that hose, which is real important. Now, what about this, right? So this is the main machine. When you pull that hose out of here, there is a small half moon hole up there. You're going to take a Q-tip and you're going to dip it in a little rubbing alcohol, and then you're going to take the Q-tip and you're going to stick it up in there, and you're going to kind of twirl it around in there so that you can feel it going around the sides of the little area up inside the machine. That's going to get all that carbon buildup off of there so that your ozone can run like it should. You don't want that to build up. I would say, depending on how often you use it, I do several ozones a week, so I clean mine once a week. Some people clean theirs every 2 weeks. But definitely it takes 2 seconds. Do it. Just do it. It's good maintenance. Your ozone will last you forever. So that's pretty much all there is to it. One thing you do want to, when you're getting an ozone machine and you want to install it, you want to make sure that you have an isolated outlet to plug it into the wall. You don't want to run any other equipment off of it, no dryers, not even a clipper, nothing. You also want that outlet to go to its own
circuit breaker?
Yeah, its own circuit. You want it to be on its own circuit breaker. You don't want it sharing with another outlet in the wall. You don't want any other outlets sharing off that breaker, because anytime somebody else runs on one of those outlets and it's shared, it's gonna pull the power away from this machine. Not good. You don't want that. You want it on its own breaker. So that's just a tip that I think that you want to really pay attention to before you get it installed. Your electrician can make you an outlet, and he can put another breaker into your unit of all your other breakers. And then we want to make sure when we're installing this, we want to make sure that it's up above the tub, right, about yay high. You can't have it too far away because you don't want your hose stretched too tight. It shouldn't have slack in it, but it needs to be above, because you don't want the tube draining down into the machine or condensating water up into the machine. The machine has to stay high, whether you hang it high on the wall. There's a bracket on the back, and it comes with a hook. So you screw the hook into the wall. You want to make sure when you put the screws in the wall that it is actually in a board. It's not just in drywall. So make sure so it's anchored so it doesn't fall off the wall. That would be bad. But then you can have a shelf, and also as long as the shelf is high enough, then you could hook the tubing in, hook it into the mat, and then put it into the tub. This isn't ideal, but it'll work until you get something put in the wall. Just make sure, like this wouldn't be a great place for it to stay because it's too close to the end. And I'd be afraid a dog would come along or somebody would knock it off and it'd fall on the floor, and break. So just some tips, and hopefully this helps you guys when you're setting up your machine.